Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Washington, and today I'm going to be talking about toxic work behavior. So, for those of you who don't know what toxic work behavior is, let's just say that you have a coworker and his name is John. John walks in and he has a new haircut, and he's feeling pretty confident and good about himself. And he walks in, and you notice that your coworkers are sitting there laughing and making fun of him. And then later on the shift, you sort of hear everybody else at work talking about it, and asking you, hey, did you see John's new haircut? It looks ridiculous, right? Um, in that moment, you notice that not only have your coworkers been making fun of him behind the scenes, they've also been talking about it with everybody else. And in that moment, I think it's appropriate for you to kind of keep it to yourself how you feel, and you should encourage other people to do so as well. That's how we can make a difference in a toxic work environment. Because in that moment, John, you don't want him to know that people are making fun of him. He may feel good about his haircut. In fact, you could be a part of a solution by going up to him and complimenting him on his new haircut, and you notice that he's feeling good. And you should also go up to your coworkers and tell them that they should stop talking about his new haircut. They should keep it to themselves. If they have an issue or they think something doesn't look right, whatever, it's just inappropriate and it gets in the way of all of the work that you guys need to be doing. So, toxic work behavior is something that many people partake in and don't even know it really. Um, you know, just like with the example, some of the people who are laughing or, mentioning it or whatever, you are simply spreading, drama. You are making it, you're making your work environment, not about work, and it's just simply unprofessional. Um, you know, some signs of toxic work behavior, you got poor management, lack of equity, favoritism is a huge one. Micromanaging, whenever you have someone who works beside you and, they're sort of um, questioning every little thing that you do, making it seem like, they're your overseer when they're not even doing their own job. And, it can be seen as nitpicking, and it's just not right. Lack of clarity, poor communication, passive aggressive communication, and worst of all, sexual or gender harassment. So, in order to, start by making a difference, you should first ask yourself, do I contribute to any of these? Say, man, John's haircut does look a little ridiculous, but I'm not gonna am I right for talking about it? Am I right for laughing about it or, you know, spreading rumors about him or whatever? Um, no, you're wrong for it. And you don't want to be in any contribution to any negative work behavior. Um, Another step of removing toxic work behavior is simply just thinking before you speak. Think before you make an action, is this right? Is this appropriate? Is this professional? Are some of the things that you need to consider before you say something to someone about something you may not like or something that you don't agree with or whatever the case may be. Things that you have disbelief in, maybe someone's culture, something that they've always had belief in. So you can't just go up to someone or feel some type of way about someone and then gossip about it or whatever the case may be because you're making it uncomfortable for that person or future people to coming into your company. Um, you know, you don't want to be a part of any bullying. You don't want to be a part of any sort of harassment, because it can be detrimental to someone's health. And you don't know what happens when they're going home to themselves. And you just want to make your work environment as friendly and as welcome as possible so that people can feel confident about coming to work so they don't feel like, my life's terrible outside of work. And then when I go to work, it's even worse. Um, yeah. There are so many ways you can make a difference. You can make a difference by, you know, for example, in that moment when you notice your coworkers were making jokes about John, you could have walked up to them. You should let them know, hey, man, that's not cool. Like, leave him alone. If anything, if you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. Or, I mean, if you're one of those more timid people, go up to a manager, let a manager know, this is just that's not okay. And like, I think that eventually John might find out people were talking about him, and I don't know how that's going to make him feel. So, you know, just 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 be honest and speak up, and don't let anyone ruin someone else's day just because they think it's funny, because it's not, and it's once again bullying. Another step to ending toxic work behavior is transparency. Transparency is one of those things that really influences truth. If you work with a team, if you work in a team-based job, workplace, you want to have some form of trust within your coworkers, that you can rely on them, and that um, you can feel like you can tell them personal things, and they can be there for you when you're slacking on the job or whatever the case may be. You want to feel comfortable with you know working aside people who understand you for who you are. And if you do not express your feelings with people you don't trust. I mean, if you do not express your feelings with people you work with about something they may have done or said, then it's just going to make you upset, and you're going to feel overwhelmed, and it's just not going to work out. Another huge influence on a positive work environment is teamwork. Work together with those people that you know seem like they're slacking on the job. Don't judge them. Don't put them down. Go up to them, offer them help. If they don't want it, then maybe try a different approach. Um, just don't result in talking about them. Don't result in coming in where you're not needed. Try to try to make the environment as healthy as possible by you know making it known that the people that you work with, you're their partners, and you want to promote a stress-free environment. So by just providing them with support. And finally, you want to spread the word. Spreading the word is simply the biggest way that we can make our work environments as clear and transparent as possible. If somebody's picking on someone, you want to go let them know, hey, that's not okay. Go let a manager know, whatever the case may be, and stick up for those people who can't stick up for themselves, because there's so many people who remain silenced by things that they can't control. And once again, speaking out, it's truly what makes the difference. If you recognize a problem, you wanna stop it and nip it in the bud before the problem consists to a point of no return. Um, your silence contributes to workplace violence. Take action by working together to end work behavior. And finally, toxic work behavior happens more than it should. You may not know it, and if you see someone going through something, if you witness someone, bullying or sexually harassing someone, make sure you go up to that person, you let them know like that's not okay or whatever. And if it's a problem that's even more serious, talk to your manager, and if that doesn't help, then contact HR. And if it's something even more serious, then call 911, because you could save someone's life. You could save someone's mental health. And that's really it. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great evening.